So Jordan had no bag?
I didn't say no bag. I just don't think
Kobe
he
and Jordan aren't bag guys.
1-2 dribble pull-ups.
Kobe had a
No
bag.
bag.
Kobe.
So the other day, P, we want to pull some quotes from you, and your quote was that you thought Michael Jordan had a very limited bag. I would like you to expand on that.
Michael Jordan's name just got thrown into a modern basketball war, and NBA legends weren't letting it slide. What started as a casual podcast comment quickly blew up into one of the most disrespectful debates the game has seen. The idea that the greatest scorer in NBA history somehow had a limited bag sent fans into a frenzy. Clips went viral, arguments exploded online, and soon the players who actually had to guard Michael Jordan stepped in to shut the noise down. The chaos started on the No Fouls Given podcast when Paul Pierce dropped a take that sent shockwaves through the basketball world, forcing Garnett to respond.
So Jordan had no bag?
I didn't say no bag. I just don't think
Kobe
he
and Jordan aren't bag guys.
1-2 dribble pull-ups.
had a
No
bag.
bag.
Kobe.
So the other day, P, we want to pull some quotes from you, and your quote was that you thought Michael Jordan had a very limited bag. I would like you to expand on that.
Well, in today's
You talking about today's game?
game,
Okay, so you analyze. Hold
consider,
on, let me set it up. So you analyzing Michael Jordan's game in today's game,
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay,
Not in
so
his-
that so
not
that
in
needs
his
to be
day.
said. That needs to be said.
Yeah, so
gotcha.
yeah, that's why it's kind of taken out.
But the context, we just put it in. We put it in the bar now. Okay.
Then Danny Green added fuel, claiming Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a deeper bag than Jordan, and that's when the internet completely lost its mind. Apparently, if you're not taking 20 dribbles and throwing 5 crossovers before every shot, modern fans think your offense is weak. But here's where things flipped fast. NBA legends who actually played against Jordan weren't buying that nonsense. Gilbert Arenas jumped in with one of the realest takes yet, saying something the younger crowd refuses to accept. Arenas made it clear online, Jordan was so dominant, he could walk into the arena with just 2 moves and still drop 40 on anyone. That's the truth. The game evolves, styles change, but effectiveness never goes out of style. Jordan didn't need 30 dribbles because he was physically and mentally superior to everyone in front of him. Somewhere along the way, fans confused flashy entertainment with real dominance. They started believing dribbling 50 times was better than getting to your spot and scoring. Arenas nailed it. GOAT status doesn't come from fancy combos.
Yeah, I would say I agree that he has a deeper bag. One, yes, if the less athleticism you have, the more things you need to add to do the same thing as someone who's very athletic. MJ's bag came in a whole different form, right? And when we talk about bags, we only think dribbling moves. Mm-hmm. Who has the best dribbling moves, right? That's how we consider a bag. Now, if you look at Jordan's bag to score, it was very elite because you're talking about back the basket, up and under, foot, fade, swing, aerial stuff. That's a bag.
Just look at what Jordan did with his so-called limited bag. 30.1 points per game for his career. The highest scoring average in NBA history. Not second, not close. First, 10 scoring titles, an NBA record. Wilt Chamberlain is second with 7. And here's the wild part. 7 of Jordan's 10 came in a row. That level of dominance has never been touched, especially when defenses were locked in and built entirely to stop him.
As basketball players get smarter, they become more efficient. That's really what it is. Allen Iverson used to be at the top of the key doing all of this. That's what he did when he first came into the league. Then he learned, then the Iverson cut came, and they basically ran him across the middle, and they go, either go or stop. So he didn't have to do all the dancing anymore, became more efficient. MJ, you go back and watch MJ, there's the famous clip of him going between his legs, him stopping and dropping when he was doing 61 in the Garden, or 61 against the Boston Celtics. Y'all seen the video where he's doing this back in '85 and stopping, whopping. He realized he didn't have to burn that much energy.
When the pressure went up, Jordan got even deadlier. He averaged 33.4 points per game in the playoffs, the highest mark ever. 6 finals appearances turned into 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, and 33.6 points per game on the biggest stage. Perfect record, no excuses. All of this happened while shooting 49.7% from the field for his career. That's elite efficiency on massive volume against defenses designed specifically to shut him down. The numbers alone make the limited bag argument look laughable.
Who got a bag in the league? You instantly go to like Kyrie, James Harden, but these is guys who need multiple moves to get cracking. Like Jordan didn't need multiple moves. He just right by you. 1 dribble pull up, fade away. For that era, that was great.
Even Richard Jefferson, a player from the modern era, had to step in and defend Jordan's basketball IQ on a podcast. He made it clear this wasn't about flash, it was about control. That's the difference between legends and players who just look good in Instagram clips. Jordan could do the fancy stuff, but he was smart enough to choose the most effective way to score. Efficiency isn't weakness, it's mastery. And this kills the argument completely. Look at Shaquille O'Neal, 28,596 career points, 9th all-time, mostly off power moves and dunks. 58.2% from the field, second best ever. 2 scoring titles, 10 field goal percentage titles. Nobody ever said Shaq didn't have a bag, because having a bag isn't about dribbling nonstop. It's about having the tools to put the ball in the hoop, period.
Michael Jordan wasn't out there dribbling 1,000 times, to get to the spot. He'd get to a spot and raise. I see it all the time. It's like, I'll be on social media, it's like LeBron has no bag. It's like, I'm sitting over here with
What is that?
LeBron has no bag, and I'm sitting like at 50 billion points.
Let's break down what people claim was limited about Michael Jordan's offensive arsenal, starting with the move that became his trademark. The fadeaway came from 12-time All-Star Elvin Hayes, and once Jordan mastered it, the shot became flat-out unstoppable. Right shoulder, left shoulder, it didn't matter. He used his body to knock defenders backward, then rose up clean. The results were insane. Jordan shot 82% on fadeaways during his final 2 seasons with the Wizards at ages 38 and 39, 82% near age 40. That alone destroys the argument. Then there's the mid-range pull-up jumper, the one Paul Pierce tried to clown. 1 or 2 dribbles straight into the shot. That jumper was deadly because Jordan reached his spot faster than defenders could react. No wasted motion, no wasted energy. The post-game tells an even deeper story. After coming back from baseball, Jordan changed his entire approach. He bulked up to around 215 pounds and became a nightmare on the block, adding a whole new layer to his offense. At 40 years old, Jordan became the only player in NBA history to average over 20 points per game at that age. And then there's the three-point shot. No, he wasn't a volume shooter, but 42.7% from 3 in 1 season proves he could hit it when it mattered. 6 threes in the first half of the famous shrug game, a finals record at the time. Every move was in his bag. Jordan just refused to waste energy on pointless flash when he could score easier. This is what modern fans always miss when talking about having a bag. Back then, hand checking was legal, and Jordan still cooked everyone. Defenders could literally put their hands on you and steer you wherever they wanted above the free throw line. Hand checking wasn't fully banned until the mid-2000s, and the impact was instant. League scoring jumped from 93.4 points per game to 97.2 almost overnight. Kenny Smith nailed it. The hand check rule changed everything. Players from that era would thrive even more today. Modern guards rely on fancy dribble packages because they're trying to beat zone defenses and create space without anyone being allowed to touch them. Jordan scored with the defender's hand on his hip, physically guiding him. At the same time, he took punishment that would get players tossed from games today. And through all that, he still averaged over 30 points per game for his career. Jordan played in a level of physicality that simply doesn't exist anymore. Today's players have never experienced that environment. After the online backlash, Paul Pierce tried to walk things back. He went on the Ticket and the Truth podcast with Kevin Garnett and attempted to clean it up, but even then, he missed the bigger picture. Despite rules now favoring offense more than ever, none of these players with so-called deep bags are averaging 30 points per game for their careers. None have 10 scoring titles. None average 33.4 in the playoffs. Kyrie Irving sits at 24.7 points per game for his career. James Harden piled up points over a longer run but never won a title as the clear top guy. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's having a great season, but that's not the same conversation. One great season doesn't erase what Michael Jordan did for 15 straight years. The word bag has become the most abused and misunderstood term in basketball. It was meant to describe skill and scoring tools, but somehow it turned into a contest of how many pointless dribbles you can pull off before shooting. Even LeBron James had to shut this nonsense down earlier in the year. The people who truly understand basketball know the truth. Efficiency beats style every time. Getting buckets matters more than looking cool while doing it. When Larry Bird watched Jordan drop 63 on the Celtics in the playoffs, his reaction wasn't about dribble moves. Bird said it was God disguised as Michael Jordan. When Magic Johnson saw Jordan dominate the league, he didn't talk about a bag either. He said, there's Michael Jordan, and then there's the rest of us. The legends got it. Flash never mattered. Domination did. So let's rewind. Paul Pierce said Jordan had a limited bag. Danny Green claimed Shai has more of a bag. Chandler Parsons said James Harden's bag was deeper. And who had to step in? The legends who actually played against Jordan. The ones who lived in that era and know what real basketball looks like. Gilbert Arenas said it best. Jordan's bag was better than everyone else's in his era. He could walk into any arena with 2 moves and still drop 40. End of discussion. 32,292 career points, the highest scoring average in NBA history. You don't do that without a bag. 10 scoring titles with a limited arsenal? Impossible. 33.4 points per game in the playoffs with every defense built to stop you? That doesn't happen without multiple ways to score. Jordan had every move, but more importantly, he had the IQ to use only what was necessary. That's what made him different. Today, fans confuse style with substance. Dribbling for 15 seconds isn't better than getting to your spot in 2 dribbles and rising up automatic. The numbers don't lie. 6 championships don't lie. The perfect finals record doesn't lie. And the legends who saw Jordan up close aren't lying either. Jordan's bag wasn't limited. His opponents were.